Hello ladies, welcome in. I am so happy to have you in this video today. We are finally going to be talking about cycle syncing. This video has been highly requested and I wanted to make sure that I had everything down before creating this video. So I'm ready, I'm so excited to bring it to you. And what I want you to walk away with is feeling that you are moving with your body in alignment. A lot of us women are working against our bodies, not even knowing that we're completely living in a summer mode when in fact our body is in winter. And I want you to work with your body, not against it, and leave this video knowing how to balance your hormones, knowing how to work with your cycle, and to feel good off your period and while you're on it. I also want to say this is not just for women who have periods. It is for every single woman. This whole channel is for every single woman. Even if you don't have a period, you still have a 30-day average hormone cycle where your body is experiencing the changes that we're going to be talking about. And what I'm going to be focusing on are a few different areas. I'm going to give you more of the science of what's happening, but we're going to keep that short. We don't want to make it too scientific here. And then we're going to get into the fun part, how you should eat, how you should move, how you should socialize, date, sleep, all of the juicy stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. And also ladies, a little bit of a heads up, I will be looking down more than usual. I promise I'm still with you. But I just have a full outline of notes. We are really going in all the way today. And I want to make sure that I don't skip anything because most women are never taught this information in school, and I want to make sure that I give you everything. I've done a lot of research for this, a lot of studying and observing for my own body over the years. So I want you to have every single point here. So how I think about the hormone cycles and the hormone phases that we have is seasons: fall, winter, spring, and summer. We're gonna start with fall. Not everyone's favorite, but we've got to talk about it. And what I want you to also walk away with is knowing how to take the seasons that you don't like, probably your luteal, how to take that season and make it work in your favor, because there are so many advantages to each season that are hidden nuggets that a lot of women don't know how to use and don't even know that it is actually to their advantage. So I'm going to share those with you so that every season can be your best season. All right, so let's start with fall, aka the luteal phase. So this is typically days 18 through 28. So if you're thinking about a calendar, as soon as you get your period, that marks day 1. So day 1 through day 5 is your winter phase typically. Then once you go through spring and summer, you're back here in fall, which is your luteal. So this is days 18 to 28. Sadly, it is probably the longest phase that you will have. It's about 10 days, give or take. Also, this is different for every woman. Every woman's body is different. So if what I'm saying doesn't resonate, totally fine. Our hormones are different. That's what makes us so beautiful as women. So average is 18 to 28 of your cycle. What's happening with your hormones inside? Let's talk about this. Then we'll move to the fun stuff. So what's happening with your progesterone is it's rising and it's peaking. Now what's happening with your estrogen is, so your estrogen, you might notice that when your estrogen is at its highest, you feel your best. You feel your most womanly, you feel your most feminine, most confident, most assertive. So what's happening now is your estrogen, now that you are in fall, it's starting to drop a little bit. It may rise again, but mostly it will drop once you fall into fall. With your testosterone, that is dropping completely. So now what's happening is you don't have that drive. You don't have that masculine energy as much to knock off everything on your to-do list, to do the tasks that you've been procrastinating. It feels like everything is so hard. So internally, that's what's going on. Now for the feelings that your body may be experiencing. You may be experiencing your mood going up and down. 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're sad. I get pretty irritated when I'm in my luteal phase. I'm in my luteal phase right now, but you would never know because I've learned how to balance my hormones and work with my cycle. So usually you feel a bit more irritated, you feel more tired, so you have less energy, less brain power. If you're trying to work on a school or work project, it can feel very difficult to focus. And so your body, it's preparing for having a baby. And so you're craving comfort. What I notice specifically, and I know a lot of women experience this, I talk about this with my clients, it seems that you start to question all of your dreams and all of your goals. And sometimes you start questioning yourself. Am I in the right relationship? Is this business going to work out for me? What's going to happen if I make a mistake here? Am I going to get overwhelmed? All of the questions are coming up, girl. That is very normal. Let them come up. But also remember that these are just thoughts. They are not you. You are not your thoughts. You're gonna get a lot of random thoughts, a lot of crazy thoughts. Those are your crazy hormones that are going up and down all over right now. It's not you. So if you're questioning a major life decision, or if you're feeling like, is this even worth it? Like, is life even worth it? Is this project, should I even continue it? Yes, just take those thoughts, say, all right, we'll come back to you in about 2 weeks and keep on pushing through, and know that your body is just craving comfort. If you can give your body comfort, you can make it through fall and you can thrive. Food. Let's talk about the food. So what is your body craving? What are the best foods and nutrients that you can give to your body? So when your progesterone is higher, your body craves more comfort, which is why you don't really want to go out and explore. You don't want to date as much. You don't want to start that new project. You just want what's comfortable. So that might be your cheat meal. That might be something like a warm, delicious soup, something very hearty. It might be something like chocolate. Maybe, you know, if I eat chocolate, I feel good. Speaking for myself, it is okay to give into your cravings. I want to make this so clear that if you can actually give into your cravings, that is you honoring your feminine energy. What happens is in spring and summer, we're very disciplined. It's so easy to be disciplined that now when fall comes back around and we don't have the same self-control, we beat ourselves up. We try to restrict ourselves, then that leads to binge eating. We get so mad at ourselves. I was doing so good. Now I'm not on my diet. I'm not on my workout plan. I'm sleeping in and just irritated. That is okay. I think what is happening is God has designed our bodies this way so that we are forced to slow down. He's such a girl's dad. He wants his girls to at least have 2 weeks of rest every month. We work very hard nowadays. So he almost forces us to slow down and to crave this comfort so that we can take a break, so that we can take a rest. Your diet plan, your whatever it is that you've been really, really good and disciplined about, it is okay to soften up the boundaries for it during this season. That is what fall is for. What helps too is, for me, I love having things that actually represent fall around my house. So a fall candle, maybe warm lights, like a salt rock lamp. I really love feeling cozy. I love feeling like I'm actually in fall, even though here in Dubai, it's 112 degrees out right now. To me, it's fall. In my apartment, it's gonna be fall tonight. So if you can make it feel more cozy and comforting, that's going to be really, really good and beneficial for your body. So what else under the food area? So yes, allow snacking. I'm gonna give you ladies a tea that I'm actually drinking right now. This tea has changed my life. I saw this from TikTok. I saw a lot of women saying to drink this tea. The tea is, the actual tea is raspberry leaf tea. Ladies, this is life-changing. If you can drink this during your luteal phase, it is going to help balance out your hormones so that you're not having the extreme highs and the extreme lows. I feel so good when I drink this. And here's what's crazy. When I started drinking this, my cycle became regular again. I was traveling so much for about 6 months straight. My cycle was all over the place, even to a point where my period did not come for 38 days. I was crying. I was telling my friends, like, what's going on? I know I'm not pregnant, okay? What is going on? And I just felt like I was in the luteal phase for 3 weeks. And that's very, very normal if you are traveling or under stress. Please don't try to fix yourself. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to get back out of that survival mode, and your hormones, your period will regulate again. But something that can help boost and get you back to that normal period faster is raspberry leaf tea. I don't know the science behind this. I wish that I had more information for you ladies. Maybe use ChatGPT, look up how this benefits our hormones. But there's something about this tea that does crazy, crazy good things for your body. So I have it right now. I think my period comes in maybe a few days, so I'm deep in my fall season right now. You're also going to want lots of fiber, lots of healthy fats. And the reason for this is because energetically your body needs to be grounded. When you're in your luteal phase, you know how you just feel like, nothing's working right and I just can't rest. I feel like I need to speed up, but I also need to slow down. Your body needs to be grounded. So foods that are comforting, like the soups, foods with lots of fiber, with lots of fats, that's going to help ground your body. These foods that are physically from the ground are going to help ground you energetically. What was the video we were talking about? I think I just made a video called How to Ooze Feminine Energy. It's talking about flirting and your dating life, your romantic life. And the first tip that I gave on how to start oozing feminine energy was to get grounded. If you are not grounded, if your nervous system is like this, you can't even go into flirting. You can't even bring out that magnetic feminine energy. So you need to be grounded. It is going to help you and your feminine energy be at a balance rather than up and down the whole month. I put chips and chocolate on here. So for me, I am a savory girl. I love savory foods more than sweet. I swear chips taste different during my luteal phase. Popcorn tastes different during my luteal phase. It's so much better. Allow yourself to indulge in those cravings and the comfort. Again, your body is not going to be as loose with its discipline in a couple of weeks, so you don't need to beat yourself up and try to be this perfect disciplined woman every single day. It's not realistic. That's not how our bodies are designed. When we try to be disciplined every day and we get mad at ourselves. Why did you go off the diet? Why did you sleep in or not follow up on that project? That's us and our masculine energy. We're trying to show up the same every single day. Women have 30-day hormone cycles, men have 24-hour hormone cycles. So when you're trying to make your body the same every day of the month and questioning why you can't do that, you're living in your masculine energy. Of course, a little bit of that is good, but your life will be at its best when you can soak into your feminine energy and when you can play with that and rest in it and apply it to every part of your life. So have those chips, have that chocolate, girl, the dark chocolate. Get ready for that iron that your body is going to lose when you go into winter. So movement, light exercise like Pilates, stretching, going for walks. Here's what I found. I used to always hear people say when you're on your period is when you should rest. But what I actually think is you should rest the week before so that when your period comes, you're not at this low drained point. So a lot of the internet, they will tell you things like, don't work out on your period. I'm gonna tell you something a little bit different. This is just based off of my experience because I've been playing around with my cycle for years. And this is truly my best fit and what works for me. So during my luteal phase, I rest. This week, I'm maybe going to the gym 2 days a week. Usually I go 5 days a week. I have had to work on releasing that guilt and shame. I'm very type A usually, and on the perfectionist side, that's been a huge part of my inner work journey to let go. And with letting go of that, it has made me feel that I can still go to the gym 2 times a week and feel amazing. And what I found is when I work out less, when I instead go for walks or I do dancing, my period feels so smooth. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I guess I got it today. I didn't even know that it was coming because I'm working with my body and not against it. So if you are in your fall season, go ahead and do those lighter workouts. Go ahead and walk. Maybe you sleep extra. If the perfect sleep schedule would exist, I can't always do this, but this would be the perfect sleep schedule. It would be every night I get 8 hours of sleep, but during my luteal phase, dates 18 to 28, I sleep 9 to 9.5 hours. If I could do that, one time I accidentally did this. I was like, why do I feel so good? Shouldn't I feel really moody and irritated right now? If you can sleep more during your luteal phase, that's you hibernating and soaking up in that fall, that autumn energy so that when winter comes, you can just be cozy and rest fully. So get that extra sleep, maybe skip the gym, sleep instead, whatever feels good for your body. Socializing. At this point, when your body is craving comfort, you're going to want to be around your close friends. You're not going to be as inspired to meet new people, to go out and socialize. You're going to be a bit more introverted. So my girls who are already naturally introverts, this is going to be when you want to spend even more time with yourself, recharging your battery. I like to be around my close friends. I don't like to do too many hangouts during my luteal phase, because if I'm constantly around other people, that's a huge amount of energy that's exchanged, and I'm more on the introverted side, so that drains me. If you're more extroverted, you don't have to follow this advice, but for me, I don't do a lot of hanging out during my luteal phase. If I do, like this week, I do have more events planned. I purposely take gaps every other day. So today I hung out with friends. Tomorrow, I'm not going to hang out with friends. Friday, I will. Then when Saturday comes, I've blocked off that day. I don't want to hang out with a ton of people. I understand this isn't always the case, and even for me, sometimes it just doesn't work that way, but I do try my best to give full days in between to recharge my social battery. This is just in my luteal phase. All right, so, okay, I also put, you're gonna want more sweet men. What's very, very interesting to me is how our taste in men changes during our cycle. So because our testosterone is dropping, again, we're not as motivated, we're not as inspired to take action, we're going to be attracted to men that also have that lower testosterone. So this is why when you're in your luteal phase, you want more of the sweet guys, more of the nerds, more of the good guys. So if you're dating, you can play around with this. Maybe if you know, okay, he's more sweet, and when I'm in summer, I'm not really into that, go ahead and plan the date for him while you're in your luteal and your winter phase. So creation. So this is the last part, then we'll move to the winter. So when it comes to creation, it can be more difficult to create during this time because that estrogen is dropping. So you're not as inspired, you're not as extroverted, you're not as creative feeling. And also as your estrogen is dropping, so is that brain power. So it might be difficult to think clearly, it might be difficult to speak, you might stutter more. That is okay. What I like to do is, I'm gonna share more of a recipe for you, is when I'm in my summer modes, I will batch create. So my girls who are content creators, business owners, if you can store up content during your summer phase to have in your fall phase, then when your luteal comes and you're like, I really just want to watch Netflix today, I don't want to create any videos or talk to anyone, you have what you've already created before from summer. Now you have that, you can just post. You might notice in the luteal phase, I have more scheduled posts rather than live. That's because I know that I'm preparing my body to rest and to hibernate. Also, my business owner girls, your content is most likely going to be more on the savage side. This is what I mean when I say there are benefits to each phase of your cycle that you can use to your advantage. I know if I want to make a video about raising your standards, setting boundaries, being with high quality men, I know, save that video, Alexis, for when you're in your luteal phase, because I do not hold back in my luteal phase. I surprise myself sometimes with the things that I say. Why? I think my attention span or my limit is shorter for what I allow. So I'm quick to say nope if something doesn't feel right. And I'm very quick to help other women see clearly with men. It's something that I've noticed over the past few months. I always think, why do I want to help women specifically with their relationships when I'm in my luteal? It's because I'm not likely to sugarcoat things, because I have less energy and less, what's the word that I'm looking for? I think I just have less sweetness. That's why I'm craving more of the salty and the sweet foods. I'm not as sweet during my luteal because I'm lower on energy, I'm lower on that momentum. And so I'm just very quick to speak directly and honestly and what's on my mind. I have less room for cushion. So my girls who are business owners or content creators, if there's topics that are harder for you to talk about because you want to make it softer, or you just don't want to trigger as many people, I know that can be a huge theme. A lot of my business students talk about that, the fear of triggering people, but also wanting to be polarizing. Take your luteal phase, your fall phase, and make those videos then. Your polarizing energy is going to come out very, very strongly. So this is a beautiful part about the fall season. And let's see. Okay, the last, this is a little note that I put. Notice how you interact with men and with other people during this time so that you can live in a way that works better for yourself. I noticed during my luteal phase, you would think because your body is holding on to more water, right? Everyone always says, no, my luteal phase, this cannot be me. I feel that, girl. Our face does change. Our body holds more water. Definitely stay hydrated during the luteal phase. But what I notice is men, the one season that men approach the most is always my fall phase. My second would be summer, the ovulatory phase, for obvious reasons. It's always when I don't want to talk to these men is when they approach. And why I think that is because the energy that luteal phase energy gives you is, I have very, very strong boundaries right now. If you're not going to make my life more comfortable or more happy, goodbye. I am very, very low on energy and my cravings are very, very high. If you cannot satisfy me fully, goodbye. That's more of the energy that the luteal phase is in. And what I love that it does for women is it can shift them out of the chasing energy and fully put them in the receiving energy. So I'm not chasing when I'm in my fall phase because I'm leaned back naturally. I'm hibernating, I'm looking to just relax, to take it slow, and men can sense that. And when they can sense that you're not chasing, they think, okay, this is something that's going to give me a challenge. There's some feminine energy here that I'm gonna have to work for. They want that testosterone boost. When you allow them to work for you, they get to feel like a man. And so don't be afraid if a lot of men are approaching you. Just understand that your energy, it's deeply grounded in your feminine. It's that leaned back receiving mode. And I think that's really, really fascinating about the luteal. So this wraps up the luteal, aka the fall phase. Now let's move to winter. The period, the menstrual phase, days 1 through 5 average. You do not need to be scared of the winter phase. This is actually my favorite phase now. And before, growing up, I feel like getting our period was so villainized. Women were scared, oh, my period's coming, the world's ending, I woke up and I'm bleeding today. Now when I wake up, I'm like, yes, finally we can get this party started. And I think I've only told my students and the girls at the retreats, I've told them, ladies, if you notice one thing, if the retreats are on certain days. So all 3 retreats that we had in 2024, I was on my period. Why did I do this? You might think, what? Don't you want to do this when you're ovulating or when you're in your summer season? I always say this, with inner work, what the world teaches you, do it backwards. What the world will teach you is you feel the worst when you're on your period. Not true. You feel the worst when you're working against your period and when you're working against your hormones. When you are in your winter phase, your body is the most deep, the most introspective, the most connected to herself, the most connected to her inner core, to her inner power. I purposely planned the retreats to be when I was on my period so that when I'm with the Glow Girls in person and we're doing this inner work, I can truly go deep with them. I can truly get to the depth of the layers of inner work that I want to peel back. The topics that I want to go into, they're more deep. They're more on the philosophical level rather than the surface level. And so when you are on your period, what I find is that that is when you want to journal the most. That is when you want to uncover the deepest levels of inner work. That's when you want to shed and do the most healing. And so don't be scared of your period. The benefit of being in the winter and the menstrual phase is that you have so much depth. Your body, it's like you've just gone fully inwards. So let's talk about what's happening with the hormones. So your hormone status, your progesterone, your estrogen, and your testosterone, they're all low. This can make you feel low in spirits and low in your mood as well. It's just something that you have to work through. Like I said, God gave us intentionally these seasons so that we could slow down, so that we could have a few days to go, all right, let's cry, let's release, let's shed. And I also think that He knew that women are so strong that if we could, we would just tough it up the whole month. We wouldn't cry about anything. We wouldn't really take time to reflect and to release and to shed. Our hormones are supposed to make us shed. So think about when you feel those tears building up or you think of something and it makes you emotional. That's your body going, yay, we've been building this up through fall, through spring, through summer, all of these emotions. We've been craving to release them. That is what your period is for. Not only are you releasing, releasing physically, but you're also releasing spiritually and emotionally. So it is okay to cry. I think the more that you cry, the more that you heal. I always tell my girls who are going through breakups, I say, remember that every tear that you cry is healing you. Every single tear. Same thing with when you're on your period. And also in the luteal phase. I totally understand the tears can come then too. It's releasing, it's healing. So your feelings, you'll be lower on energy naturally, more introspective, more philosophical. You might be a bit more crampy. I notice I get pain in my back sometimes, my lower back, I get cramps. And when I first started drinking this tea, actually, I wondered why was it that I was getting cramps? So I've gotten cramps like twice on my period, twice ever in my life. Thank you, God. I feel very blessed because I know some women get cramps really, really bad every single period. This tea will probably help you, but I do want to warn you, don't drink this while you're on your period. It's very, very strong on the body, and I made that mistake and I felt more cramps when I was drinking this. So just be careful with this. Save this for the fall time. So what's happening internally is your uterine line is shedding. And what I heard a woman say on TikTok that I thought was the sweetest thing is sometimes when we have a really bad period, you know, when you're just moody, this usually happens like every 2 to 3 months for me, when it just feels like nothing is working out. You just feel so terrible. You just don't feel beautiful. You don't feel good. You don't feel energized. What I heard a woman say was, this is your body reacting and being angry because you're not having a baby. When your period comes, your body goes, no, but we were preparing in that beautiful fall season to get pregnant. Now we know that we're not pregnant, so we're angry. We're gonna release heavier. We're gonna have cramps. We're gonna be moody, irritated. And I thought that was kind of cute. I just love how our bodies work. Let's see, so food. You're gonna want to replenish that iron, girl. The iron is leaving your body when you are on the menstrual phase. So dark chocolate, think foods with high magnesium, high zinc, pumpkin seeds. Also, your body will be lower on energy. You want foods with high vitamin B12 or take a B12 supplement. I love B12 supplements. This is one of those supplements. I take vitamin B complex every single day. When I do not take this vitamin, I notice I feel so different. My mood and my energy is a lot lower. So foods that have high vitamin B12 are foods like salmon. You're gonna wanna get a lot of protein. You're gonna absolutely have more carbs if that feels good for you. Personally, for me, what I've noticed as I've balanced out my hormones is my discipline is very good when I'm on my period. I don't feel the cravings like I do in my luteal, and I don't know what's going on, but hey, I love it. I'm like, all right, where can we start to have a new health plan? What recipes can we make that are gonna heal our body? I don't really feel a ton of cravings. However, the last day of my period, something switches and those cravings come. So every woman is different. Just give your body what it needs. Remember, spring and summer will come, and with that, the discipline will come back. All right, so yes, you're gonna need more brain power too. So pumpkin seeds, dark berries, you're gonna want more antioxidants, soups, dark chocolate. So for movement, what is suggested is light movement, like stretching, walking, low impact, like Pilates, things like that. Also, speaking of working out, I did my first Legree class today. I've never done this before. I did it with 2 of my girlfriends here. I can barely lift my arm up. It's so bad. I thought I was strong, right? I'm like, I go to the gym 5 days a week. I lift, I strength train, I should be good. 90 seconds into this class, ladies, I was shaking. I was like, okay, where's the timer in here? How much time do we have left? I'm writing my notes for this video. My arm is shaking. I'm like, this pen, how much does it weigh? If you want your body to be shaken up, do a Legree class. If you want to humble your man, bring him to Legree with you, okay? He will not make fun of you doing Pilates or anything like that again. Okay, so So these are the things that you want to be doing low impact, because when you do a lot of high intensity workouts or strength training, it can really set those stress hormones off. You want to be very careful of doing that in your luteal and in your menstrual phase, because you want your body to be calm. You want your body to get ready to go into that hibernation season. But personally for me, when I rest during my luteal phase, if I'm getting 9 hours of sleep, if I'm walking rather than working out more, I feel so inspired to do HIIT workouts and strength training on my period. I know that a lot of people are gonna say, no, you should not do that, but this works for my body. My body loves to work out a lot on my period. There are periods where sometimes I feel rest more, I will, but something changes in me. Maybe it's that I'm craving more of an endorphin release. Maybe that's what my body has needed, but I'm very good about listening to what my body needs and honoring her. And this is just personally what works for me. So I am in the gym a bit more once I'm on my period. So socializing. So again, listen to your body when it comes to this. Personally, for me, I love being with close friends. When I'm on my period, I'm very social, but only with my close friends. Conferences, new events, parties, things like that. I don't love to do that kind of stuff when I'm on my period. I don't love to do that kind of stuff in general, but I really, really love being with my close friends. And why I believe this is because my close friends, they are all very philosophical. They have so much depth to them. Oh, I just wish that I could do a YouTube video and bring them all here and we could talk and answer some questions and just share about our inner work, because God has blessed me with the best women as my sisters. And because they have a lot of depth, because I feel very safe with them, because we have such invigorating and very, very beautiful conversations, I love being with them when I'm on my period, because again, you're going to be more introspective. And my friends, they create a safe space for me to just be. And sometimes when you're on your period, I think your body is sad. It's like, no, why didn't we have this baby? Why are we bleeding right now? Even if you don't want to have a baby, sometimes your body is thinking naturally it's preparing for a baby. That's just the body side of what's happening. And so I think because your body just wants to be held and loved and you just want to hibernate, if you have good girlfriends and they are a safe space for you, you're going to love being with them because they can just hold you energetically. My girlfriends and I, you know what's crazy? We have synced up. Women are like Bluetooth. It's so crazy. We have synced up. I live halfway across the world from my best friends. We always do our Waffle Wednesday updates and I'm like, guys, just got my period. They're like, no way, me too. How is this happening? We're in Vegas and you're in Dubai, Alexis. And it's just crazy. So even halfway across the world, there's something about our bodies connecting and exchanging energy with other women that is so special. This is also why it's very important. Choose your friends wisely. You become a reflection of the 5 people that you hang around the most. I have lots of videos on this channel about choosing female friendships, what to look for, where to find them, boundaries. So if you need help with that, definitely go and search that video. Just type all Alexis female friendships and then you'll find the videos. All right, so when it comes to creation, here's what I think about this. When you are on your period, let the new ideas birth. New business ideas, new travel plans, new rebranding for your identity. I really feel that when your body is shedding, you're also shedding the old identity and making room for the new. So when you have this downtime and you're just relaxing, you're just enjoying being on your period, I want you to start thinking about when spring and summer come, what do you want to do with your life? Who do you want to be? What do you want to create? You might notice you play around with new trends. You might try a new speaking style. Go ahead and have fun with this. I think it's so beautiful. Every 30 days, we get to have that day one where we wake up, we're like, who do we want to be this month? How have we been showing up that we don't want to take this with us into our next era? We get a new era every single month. Day one, that's when you wake up and say, okay, she is so back. And you can decide who you want to be. So days 1 through 5, that's the winter phase. And, also with this, I don't know if it's, actually I know it's not just me because I've talked about this with some of my clients too. My libido is very high when I am in my winter phase. What this means is my life force energy, aka my honeypot energy for my girls in magnetically polarizing. I know you know what this is. That comes alive so much. And it powers my business, my content creation massively. I would say even more than summer and spring. I love creating in the winter phase because I have this juicy life force energy that's giving my videos more magnetism. It's giving my voice, my mannerisms, my ideas, it's giving it this charge that the other seasons don't have as much. The ovulatory, yes, it does a little bit, but your honeypot energy, and my girls who want to learn about this, who want to bring their life force energy to life, you need to join Magnetically Polarizing. The whole program, it's hours and hours of in-depth inner work, how to bring this energy out, how to feel polarizing, how to stand in that energy. A lot of us are still wearing that nice girl mask, and I want you to take that off. It is not going to serve you. So when you're in your menstrual, in your winter phase, it will be easier to take this mask off. Your libido is, or at least for me, I know not everyone feels this way, but pay attention to when your life force energy is coming alive. That is going to do your content creation, your relationships, your business a huge favor. All right, moving on to spring. All right, let's get into the spring and summer now, ladies. Speaking of that, I just love this cup. By the way, ladies, if you want this cup, My Body is My Garden, this is a signature Glow Girl cup. It is on thefeminineglow.com. I always get questions, where can I get this cup? Now you know. All right, so spring. What's going on with the hormones? So first of all, spring, it's average days 6 through 14. My period lasts longer than 5 days. I don't know why 5 days is the average. Mine lasts way longer, but this is average. So spring is days 6 through 14. Hormone status. Estrogen and testosterone are going up. It is a beautiful thing. You're starting to feel better. There's more pep in your step. There's more energy. Your progesterone is still a little low. So it's definitely on that lower side. Your progesterone, this is what makes you feel more calm. So it's strange, the follicular phase, because yes, you have more energy and momentum, but it's like you're still more grounded and calm. Summer, it's like everything's up, we're feeling good, we're outside. But spring, it's like, okay, we're waking up a little bit. Let's put our foot on the grass. Let's see if it's warm or is it still wintry. So your feelings, happy, excited about life, confident, your mood is going to be elevated. Discipline is going to start to become very easy. This is my favorite part. I love it because I'm like, yay, now I feel inspired to eat healthy, to wake up early. What's so hard during my luteal phase and my fall phase, ladies, it is so hard to wake up to my alarm. That is when I give myself permission. I'm like, Alexis, hit snooze, okay? You don't have to put your phone outside of your bed right now. You can put it right beside you for tonight. I love sleeping in the fall season, and I love waking up before my alarm, the first ring of my alarm, once spring and summer come. It's a major switch that I see. So I love waking up. I feel energized when I wake up. And what's happening too internally is your brain function is starting to go up. This helps when you are trying to work on a project or trying to create a video. Your confidence is going up, your libido is going up. This is happening from your testosterone, specifically with your confidence, your libido, and your brain. Thank your testosterone going up because now you're feeling better in these areas. Your body has just released an egg. And what I think is happening here, now your body wants to push you to find a mate. So biologically, what's always happening is your body is looking, how can we reproduce? And who can we find that will reproduce with us the best? Even if you're like, I'm not dating right now, biologically, your body is still trying to just be an animal. Sounded so bad. Your body is still just trying to work with its natural human instincts, we'll say that. It's turning into magnetically polarizing energy. Okay, so now that your libido is increasing and your confidence is increasing, you are more looking for a partner and looking to socialize more. This is a huge benefit in your favor. And so we'll actually come back to the socializing. First, I want to get to the food so that you can know how to best nourish your spring season. So To help balance out your progesterone, you're also going to want to be increasing that vitamin B12. Your energy might not be at its highest, and you want your energy to be boosted, because when your energy is boosted, your stress will also be boosted, or not boosted, but it will be helped. So vitamin B12 helps with those stress levels. So definitely give your body that salmon, give your body those healthy fats. Also, along with these, you're gonna want things like fermented foods, things like eggs, tropical fruit. You're gonna want that kombucha. So everything that can make your body just feel good, feel really energized, feel really, really healthy. Incorporate lots of iron to make up for being on your period, and also lots of fiber. So when it comes to movement, high intensity workouts and strength training, this is when you can bring that in. Your body, it's feeling more energized. It's feeling, because you have more energy too, right after coming out of winter, it might feel like, this is too much energy, almost as if you've drank coffee. What do I do with this? Working out intensely can really, really help your body to feel balanced instead of this. So 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You can pack more on your agenda, you can travel more. Your brain is actually going to be craving novelty. It wants newness. So go ahead and travel more, go ahead and try new things, new foods, new recipes. I always notice, I know that I'm in my follicular because I'm thinking, why am I trying a new cafe today? Why am I trying a new restaurant? I notice my body always wants to try something rather than just stick to its routine and its comfort. So use that in your favor if there's a place like a city or something that you've been wanting to do or try. So socializing, now that we're back to socializing, you are going to feel more extroverted when you are in your spring season. This is a beautiful thing. So you can set your goals, you can meet new people. If you are dating, maybe you're on dating apps, you can go ahead and plan more dates. You can say yes to more opportunities. And there's more of a desire to connect. You've done the whole introspective thing, which is beautiful. You've gone deep, you've journaled, you've released. Now your body's going, okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and connect with some people again. We need human connection, even my girls who are introverts. So definitely plan connecting with more people. Maybe if you know that you want to plan a birthday dinner, plan it for when you're in your spring or summer phase. It doesn't have to be on your actual birthday. Say yes to more opportunities. So for example, if I'm planning, I try to hang out with my friends at least 1 to 3 to 4 times a week. So I plan on the higher end, like 3 to 4 times a week in my spring and summer. Then when I'm in my luteal and menstrual, I'm not hanging out as much. I'm hanging out with myself. I'm hanging out with my dog. The cutest right now, just taking a nap. So work with your body here. When it comes to creation, or there was something else. Okay, actually real quick, back on the food side, when your estrogen is going up, your glucose tolerance is also going up. So because your glucose tolerance is going up, your discipline becomes easy. This is more of the science for my girls who like to know what actually is happening internally. So because you don't have all of these blood sugar spikes now, like you do in the fall and winter season, now what's happening is your body feels more stable. It doesn't need to turn to food or to cravings to help satisfy that glucose. Or that glucose spike. So this is why things are like discipline or eating healthy. This is why it's easier. This is why it's not as overwhelming to start new projects, to go after something that's new or adventurous, because your body is not being spiked. Your blood sugar levels are more stable. So when it comes to creation, this is a beautiful time to set new goals, work on your vision board, tackle new projects, go ahead and do the things on your agenda that maybe didn't get done in the previous weeks. You also have higher focus and higher brain power. So for example, I did a video on quantum physics here on YouTube. I knew that video I wanted to pour everything into. And so I saved that for when I was in my follicular and summer phase, because my brain power is higher. I know how to work with my body in a way that benefits me. So am I going to try to make a very, very advanced inner level type of video when I'm in fall or winter? No, ma'am. Maybe winter, but definitely not fall. So save the more, if you are a content creator, or my girls from the Glow Print who are now inner work coaches, if you want to make more of your advanced level inner work trainings, whether it's in your course or whether it's on YouTube, go ahead and save those for your spring season when you can. This is also why too, side note, when I'm making my courses, I usually don't share this on YouTube. I put it in Divine and Aligned. So when I'm making my courses, a mistake that I made with my first one, Master Your Feminine Energy, versus my 4 advanced ones. With Master Your Feminine Energy, that is still my foundational inner work program, but when I was making it, I planned everything in advance. And I think this can really hurt us in life. It's working in our masculine energy, right? It's trying to say, on this day I'll make this content, and on this day I'll feel like talking about this. I had that whole course outlined, and I did each topic based on the outline that I gave myself. My next program that I launched, my business program, Divine and Aligned, I said, this is what we are going to do in this program, ladies. I'm gonna help you find, start, create, and run your dream business. I'm gonna help you learn how to become financially free. I didn't give them an outline of week 1, we're going to be talking about how to set up a website. Week 2, we're gonna be talking about inner work to overcome imposter syndrome and how to show up confident on camera. I didn't give them any of that outline. I said, this is what we're gonna do in the program. I'm gonna take you from here to running your dream business. Each week, I worked with my seasons. How do I feel today? Okay, I'm in my winter season right now. I want to give them more of that savage energy from my life force energy. I want to give them more depth today. Okay, I'm in my summer season. I'm going to give them more of the advanced inner work, more of the quantum physics, the quantum leap, how to do that kind of stuff. Because my brain power is higher, I know that I'm going to be able to teach more advanced level inner work in those seasons. And I also know that there's seasons that I'm in where I know how to give more love and more nourishment, and when I know how to give a bit more tough love, which is sometimes needed. So I worked with my seasons when making my programs. After Divine and Aligned finished, actually not even before it finished, while it was still going on, I was like, this feels so amazing. I'm gonna launch another program. I was teaching magnetically polarizing and Divine and Aligned at the same time. If you would have told me that I could do this when I was making Master Your Feminine Energy, I never would have believed you, because I was working against my body. I was working against my hormones. So I know that it sounds backwards, like how can you teach a course and not even have the full outline ready? Your body will tell you exactly what you need to teach in that moment. And it is so much more powerful than if you thought, all right, let me plan everything, and then when that week comes, I'll talk about this. Your feminine intuition is so powerful. When you can let her take over, it will actually do your clients and your students a better favor. So this is how you create in your spring season. New ideas, you can be more bold, you're more confident, and you have that higher brain power. Save the challenging tasks for setting up. Like if you're setting up your website, or if you're setting up your LLC, like my business students are like, I don't want to get to this module. First of all, I make it so easy for you. It's way less scary than you think. But save that module, save that inner work for when you're in your spring season. It's going to be a lot easier to go, all right, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna grab a nice cup of a matcha latte or a kombucha, and we are going to set up our website today. It's a lot easier to do that in spring than in fall. Also, this is a bonus, do a spring cleaning. I love this. Get rid of clothes, get rid of people on social media that you don't connect with anymore. Get rid of anything that doesn't align because from winter, you are shedding the old. Let's hope that my voice doesn't shed. In winter, you are shedding the old. Now you're a new identity. Spring is here. Go ahead and clean up that clutter. Your body craves just lightness, light food, light energy. Go ahead and do a spring cleaning so that you can be ready to go for this new identity that you have. Bonus, the men that you are attracted to in this season. So any guesses for what's gonna go on? Your body is gonna be more attracted to men who have higher testosterone. Why? Because your testosterone is going up. And why do we want the same match? So when our testosterone is low, we want the lower testosterone guy. He's more sweet, he's not as aggressive, not as dominant. But now in spring and summer, it's like, where are the tall men? Where are the big muscles? Where's the aggressive energy, the dark masculine? I need that. It's because, like I said, your body and your brain, they're always thinking, who's going to be the best partner and the best mate for me to reproduce with? If I have kids, I want them to be the healthiest and the strongest to exist. So who's going to be the best partner to give me that outcome? You can't even see why your body is choosing another partner. Your body can smell them. Your body can see their health. Your body can see in their, like, the color of their eyes, the pinkness of their tongue, the muscles that they have. Your body sees this at a subconscious level and goes, they would not make a great mate for us. They would. Because they smell this way, because their body is giving off this level of health, we know that they're going to be good to mate with. This is why no single woman will ever have the same type. And same with men. If you're sitting and thinking, no men ever like me, you are going after the wrong men. And I guarantee you, your feminine energy is not in balance. That is why you're chasing these men that aren't even your match. When you can get so deeply connected to who you are and comfortable and confident in that, he will find you. He will come and seek you out, because now you are fully balanced in who you are, and he's going to be able to smell you, see you. We're not going to get into all the senses, okay? So you just have to connect to your feminine energy, and the rest will work out. So yes, like I was saying, you're going to crave more of the more aggressive masculine energy, that higher testosterone. So my girls, get in the gym, go and meet your man there. And I also want you to have mercy on my girls who are married, or you're in a committed relationship. Have mercy on your partner. There might be days where you're like, I'm just not as attracted to him. That is okay. Your hormones are just changing. And what's fascinating to me is my girls on birth control. My friends, I've never been on birth control, but my friends who have been on birth control, they always tell me this: Alexis, my type changed completely when I got off of birth control. So just know that that can affect your type. And I always think that the most natural is the best. So without any chemicals or hormones affecting your body, who are you attracted to naturally? That's who you're gonna want to marry, because if you are on birth control and then you marry someone and you get off, that attraction might be different. Of course, you can work through anything when it's a partner that you love, but I just want to throw this out there because a lot of women don't know that their type is being completely altered by their birth control. And I also want to say, I'm not for it, I'm not against it. I just think do whatever works good for your body. Next, let's save the best for last. It depends on who you ask though. Ovulatory and the summer season. Most women love this season. How many days do you think it lasts? 3 days, 15 through 17. Women deserve the world. If a man asks you, what do you bring to the table? I have 3 days of being in my ovulation phase, okay? You get this every day. I'm just kidding, don't say that. So what's going on with the hormones here? So your estrogen and your testosterone are at its peak. They're at its peak. That is why you are feeling so good. Also, what's happening with your progesterone is it's starting to rise. So that hormone that made you want to prefer what's familiar and what's comforting, it's not pushing down that adventure and that boldness in you. So you are more excited and inspired to try new things, to be adventurous, to take risks. This is why when a woman says, I'm in my ovulation phase, I'm going crazy over these men, it's because your hormones are like, I just want to try everything. We really, really want to get pregnant. Your body is so fertile during this phase. So how you're feeling is magnetic, confident, and fertile. It's crazy what happens to our body in this phase. Your face shape changes, your smell changes, and also your taste changes. So you might notice that you start to gravitate towards more pinks and more reds. Almost always, I catch myself and I'm like, I must be ovulating right now, because why am I craving to wear red so bad? I always want to wear like a dark red on the days that I'm ovulating. And work with your body here, because your body knows what it's doing. Your body is searching for a mate. Even if you are not looking for a partner, your body knows that it's fertile, and it's trying to, what it thinks it's trying to do is help you win, help you get with that mate and get pregnant. So you smell different, like you are giving off, what is it called? I'm totally blanking on the names, but what's so funny is on TikTok, I'm seeing on TikTok shop, pheromones, that's what I'm trying to say. That pheromones, people are selling pheromone perfumes, hormones in a bottle, so that you can spray, and it's not like a vanilla or like a cinnamon scent, it's like the scent of a hormone. You can't really smell it, but it's on your skin, and it makes you very, very attractive to high testosterone men. Your body is more fertile in this season. You might notice that your body becomes more hourglass, your skin is glowing more, your lips, they might be a bit more full, a bit more pink. All of these changes are because your estrogen is at its peak and your body is at its most fertile. So with this, your testosterone also being at its highest, what it's doing is it's increasing your charisma, it's increasing your confidence, and it's also increasing your assertiveness. So this is why it's almost the best for my content creators to make all of your videos batch create during the season, because it's very easy for you to just go, all right, maybe we're feeling like we're uninspired today, we're gonna get over it, we're just gonna be assertive with ourselves and say, nope, you do not get to fall prey to this imposter syndrome today. Make the video, speak your mind, go ahead and create. It's like you have this this little cheerleader on your shoulder going, yes, you can do it. So use that charisma, go out and socialize. This season, it's meant for you to be outside, we'll just say that. And internally, what's happening? So your body is its most fertile, your estrogen is at its highest, which is boosting your sharpness and your confidence. So again, my girls who are coaches, and if you have a program or if you teach on YouTube, you want to make your more advanced trainings come to life during this season, because you're going to just be able to think very quick. Information is going to be very easy for your brain to process, and we love that extra brain power. All right, so foods, let's move to this part. So you want to add foods that are going to make you the most glowy, right? Because what's happening biologically, your body's going, all right, we want our mate, we want our man to just come and find us. Or even if you're in a relationship, we want him to just, be more dominant and just more assertive in his energy. So how can we glow more? Sorry guys, one sec. Come here, little guy. Gus wants to make an appearance today. Hi, bud. He's just waking up from a nap. Having a puppy during your luteal phase, it's not for the weak. I'll just leave it at that. So, what was I saying? Yes, so you're gonna want foods that add to that glowiness of your skin. Please don't bite me, bud. He's so cute after he wakes up from a nap. Foods that add to your glowingness are going to be foods with high omega-3s. Lots of fish, lots of nuts, lots of fats like avocado. I don't eat dairy, but butter or anything like cottage cheese. You're gonna want a lot of healthy fats because it's going to make your skin more plump, more glowy. This is my favorite supplement and vitamin in the world. I love sea moss gel. Absolutely love it. I have 3 what I eat in a day videos where I give you all my recipes, I give you my vitamins and supplements, and I show the sea moss gel. It's like a jelly-like consistency. Ladies, when I eat this, my skin is just on another level. So every morning I take a spoonful. You're gonna want more foods like this once you are on your summer season. But foods like Greek yogurt, oats. And what I think about is you do want to prioritize a healthy, disciplined diet because fall and winter are coming yet again. You want to feel good during these seasons. When I'm not eating the best, I'm pouring junk food into my body. Fall, that luteal phase is horrible. I feel so moody because I always feel how I ate the week before and the week before that. So think about how you're eating now. You're going to feel that food a week and 2 weeks from now. So socializing, you're gonna feel very extroverted. You're gonna feel the most extroverted that you have through all phases. So So this is when you want to do your public speaking. This is when you want to date more. This is when you want to say yes to meeting new people, planning more social events. You want to call those relatives and friends that you've been putting off. So go ahead and do that in this summer phase. When it comes to creating, you're going to want to create everything. Like I was saying, go ahead and batch create so that when fall and winter comes, you don't have to create. You're not pressured to do it and you're not as stressed out. You also want to create that light, high energy, really, really exciting content. I find that my light feminine energy comes alive during spring and summer. It feels so good. I'm just so motivated and happy and extra loving. So use that energy and create the best content while you are in your summer season. And also your skills and your self-confidence go up. So with feeling like that imposter syndrome is just weighing you down, or feeling like, do I qualify to talk about this? What are my family and friends gonna think if I start making these videos or start this new business or talk to my boss about a raise? Your evaluation of your own skills and your confidence, it goes up massively during summer. So anything that you're normally scared to do or you just lack confidence, save that for summer, and summer will be your best friend. So that is the summer and the ovulatory phase, and that is our 4 seasons, ladies. This has been so fun to talk about with you. I also want to add too, if you feel like, Alexis, none of these really resonate with me, what I encourage you to do is get your hormones checked. Get them checked because something might be off. I say get them checked in general just because it might surprise you what you find. You want to make sure that your hormones are balanced. A lot of the times women feel like I'm depressed or I'm just unmotivated. It could be your hormones making you feel like you are crazy. So if you feel like something is off, get those hormones checked. And again, very important, surround yourself with high quality women who are safe to be around, who have good values, because they're going to affect all of these seasons for you. And vice versa, you want to be that good friend as well. So my dog is biting my toes right now. He really wants attention. I feel so bad. I've been gone all day at this Legree class and just focusing on making this video and working. So I'm gonna play with him now. Also, ladies, if there are any tips that you have learned for yourself or any shifts that you have made that have just made your hormones and your cycle become even better, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section. We can share, the Glow Girls can give their advice, and I would love to learn from you as well. So thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. I cannot wait to see you in the next video, and enjoy your season.